So where's my mind at? That's the big question. I have no idea. What am I going to be able to gain in 2 weeks now?
So welcome back to another London Marathon training series video where we are just now 6 weeks out from London Marathon. It's actually obviously 5 weeks for you guys watching it, but 6 when I'm recording it. Now this has been a really interesting week. I've had to really put pen to paper this week and try to write a structure down for this video because it could go in all different tangents. I've had another, let's be honest, disastrous week, but I have finally managed to get some running done, which I am over the moon about. And we'll get to that very, very shortly, but I just have to explain why there was absolutely no running whatsoever this week up until Friday, which is today when I'm recording this. So if you've been following the journey, if you've been watching the videos, you'll know that over Barcelona, just before Barcelona half marathon, during Barcelona and after, I had quite a nasty virus which really knocked me for 6. Upon recovering from that virus, as I was starting to get back to normal, my heart rate was ridiculously high. It was crazy, and it took a long time, 2 weeks-ish, to slowly start to come down. And even though I was running again, I felt like I was still sort of recovering, should we say, especially in the first week. I was just taking it nice and easy. I had a full easy week. And then the following week, what I found is when I started to incorporate workouts again and long run workouts and all of that stuff, the heart rate just wasn't coming down for a good 5 or 6 hours after an intense effort. So whether it was a long run effort or whether it was, if it was a long run moderate workout or a long run moderate run, I should say, it was fine, which is what I did in the first week back. But when I put some kind of marathon intensity in there or even a workout midweek, the heart rate just wouldn't budge. It wouldn't come below 90 for a good 5 or 6 hours. And that just highlighted to me that my body was still recovering. It still needed time and it still wasn't dealing with whatever was going through the system. So what I decided to do after that, which was after last weekend, was take some rest. But that seemed to backfire on me. Maybe not in the long run. Well, obviously not in the long run, fingers crossed. But for the moment, it definitely feels like it has. So after that long run last weekend, I just decided that it was another long intense effort that the heart rate didn't budge. I didn't feel particularly great. You feel kind of a bit feverish again and then you feel better later on. I just thought enough's enough. I need to push the reset button this week. So the original plan, take Monday off, potentially Tuesday, but if I felt good, which I did actually on the Sunday after the long run to be fair, I at that point thought, all right, just take Monday off and we'll go again. But remember at this point, I'd already picked up a second virus from my son, from his nursery back the week before. So this long run this weekend that I just did, that was with this second virus in the system. Sadly, my son on the Sunday went right back downhill. Temperature, fever, you name it, he had it. It was horrific. By the evening, he was fine again. It was just like a really bad day. Well, that transpired to be my Tuesday. So on Tuesday, I just plummeted right back downhill. Temperature, fever, you name it, I had it. And then Wednesday was pretty darn bad as well. But by Wednesday evening, I started to turn a corner. And yesterday, Thursday, I started to feel better again. So I kind of set my sights on a little 30-minute jog to be done today, which I've already done. And you'll see the footage of that shortly. So what was planned to be a down week has ended up being a week that's allowed, hopefully, the second virus to do its damage and now finally get out of my system. So we'll now roll straight into the footage of the 2 runs that I've managed to get done this week. It was really important for me just to lay that out. I've written it down, I've written my notes to make sure I didn't waffle too much, but that's the timeline. That's where we're at. Hopefully virus number 2 is on its way out. I'm very grateful. I still don't feel 100%, but I have to be honest with you, Thursday, yesterday, I felt strong in myself again, and that was such a nice feeling. And again, Friday today, I felt strong, and after my run this morning, my heart rate came down very quickly. So without any more talking, let's just wind in straight to Friday's run.
So here we go again. It's Friday and we're making the second comeback in 4 weeks. So with the week starting out with good intent, which was looking at last week and going, well, my heart rate still won't come down after a intense session and a long run workout for a good 5-6 hours. Surely that means my body's still fighting something. So let's push the reset button. Let's have an easy week this week. The problem with that is I've had a very easy week this week. I took Monday off and was going to anyway, but on Tuesday this second virus I picked up absolutely took hold of me like it did for my lad on the Sunday and knocked me, well, worse than Barcelona. Now I feel very grateful because Tuesday I went down like a sack of spuds. Wednesday I felt terrible too, but yesterday, Thursday, I did a good U-turn and felt a lot better, a lot more human, and I've been doing hopefully a lot of stuff to help that. I've been back on my smoothies, chucking in spinach, kale, blueberries, cranberries, bananas, a bag of mixed berries. If I don't have the mixed berries, I'll have pineapple and mango, blending it all together and just getting the goodness in my system, because my immune system is clearly at an all-time low, and I need to bring it back up. Now, as much as that's great news for me, and my lad is better too, I thought us two were the only ones that were going to get away with it. Sadly not. My two daughters seem to have now come down with it, and my mother-in-law as well, and my wife might be on her way too. But my mother-in-law went to the respiratory clinic just like I did, and she went yesterday, and they said, nope, it's not on your chest. Exactly the same as me, this is very much a respiratory virus. And they said the one that's going around at the moment they're seeing a lot of cases of, which sounds like what we have, is that just when you think the virus is gone, it comes around for a second attack and it just makes itself known. Well, that would make sense because last week my lad sort of picked it up Monday, Tuesday, I was more Tuesday, Wednesday. We rode through the week, started to feel better, and then him Sunday, me Tuesday this week, bam, temperature, shivers, it just went through the roof. So now we're kind of out the other side of that. I'm very, very grateful, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we can start to rebuild once again. So the plan for today, 30 minutes, nice and easy. Heart rate was low until I started talking to the camera, but I've been keeping it in the 120s, early 130s, which is good. So unlike the Barcelona virus, this doesn't seem to have hit my heart rate quite as much. I say hit my heart rate, this doesn't seem to have affected things quite so much. And when I say that, my resting heart rate when I was at Barcelona went up to 57, 58, 59 overnight. At worst it's got up to 49, 50 with this one, and that was on Tuesday night. It's back down to 47 as of last night, so that's good. It's normally 42 to 44, so we're not far off. So yeah, just out here once again, appreciating being out here, ready for another rebuild. So I'll get this one done and I'll see you tomorrow. And welcome, it is Saturday, the second day. Just before we get in today, I want to take this opportunity to say a massive thanks to Saysky for sponsoring this week's video. You know the drill by now. Point here, FOD15 discount code gets you 15% off Saysky items. They are absolutely fantastic, and this one here, this came yesterday. This is a new drop coming soon to the website, and it's from their Flow collection, and the material is wonderful, so lightweight. I've got a vest, got a t-shirt, and got one of the lightest jackets that I've ever felt, so that's going to be really useful when it starts to get a bit warmer like now, but it's peeing it down with rain because that's what it does here. Still wearing the Combat Plus shorts. These are the ones with the pockets. You can probably see here iPhone 12 Pro Max in there, and these will be the ones I'll be wearing at London with the gels in the side and the Ketone IQ now. So yeah, Saysky, you're legends. Thank you for sponsoring the video. Lots of amazing kit on their website, and FOD15 will get you guys a really, really good discount. Here we go then, Saturday. Where are we at? Well, I feel pretty decent today. Like yesterday, the strength feels like it's back. I feel like I'm building up slowly. I'm trying not to look at stats on my watch. I know they're bad, but in myself I feel good, and that gives me confidence. It is absolute chaos in our house though. My eldest was up most of the night last night. She was throwing up everywhere. This virus has hit her hard now. She's where I was a few days ago, and it's horrible to see. So, lesson learnt, people. If you're young and watching this, or you haven't yet had kids, if you want to chase a dream, don't have kids. When you get ill and then it gets passed around, the carnage that ensues is just madness. So yeah, otherwise it's nice to get out, to be honest, right now. Sunny, relatively warm, bit chilly, but the sun is starting to really heat up, and that's what I need. London will no doubt be warm, so hope to get some more good warm runs in. But so far today, just testing on the Cloud Monster 2s out here, and I'm going to try and get 70 minutes easy done. But in terms of general thoughts, I'm trying to be positive. Like, I'm grateful I feel the way I feel now. I didn't feel as strong now, and I'm using strong loosely, but the way I'm coming back, my body feels really good. Maybe I should go 30, 45, 60 before 70, but I kind of feel like yesterday when I got up and did 30, I just almost thought it was a waste of time. I felt so good. I didn't want to stop, but I knew I had to be sensible, so I just thought I'd come and do an out and back today. 35 out, 35 back. If I need to cut it short, I will, but I'm nearly 40 minutes in, and yeah, I'm getting irritated because I'm just running easy and I want to be doing a session or a long run workout or something. Not that my excuse me, not that my breathing could handle it. That's the only thing, just like last time, that I feel is going to be a hindrance for next week in particular, is this cough. My windpipe no longer hurts. I'm pretty sure the laryngitis is gone. But yeah, as you can see now, just sort of talking and taking in this cold air is aggravating it. So where's my mind at? That's the big question. Well, it's already sat on May the 6th. If you saw yesterday's video, I'm quite excited to get going on my summer training now. I know, and I'm sure a lot of you know, when you get within 3 weeks of your marathon, you're in maintenance mode. You're still doing really good work, good workouts, but you can't gain anything between then and the race, really. So it's about tapering smart. And as it's 5 weeks this weekend, that means I have 2 weeks left. So in my head I'm going, I banked 12 good weeks leading up to all this illness. Then this illness has kiboshed realistically the last like 7 weeks, where I had maybe 1 week of one build week and then 1 week of quality in there where I got the 16 at marathon pace done, and then bam, we're back to square one. So I've got 2 weeks, and within that 2 weeks, next weekend on Saturday I have Vision 20, which I'll probably race, but in terms of strategy, I have no idea. And I'm like, what am I going to be able to gain in 2 weeks now if I don't get back to full training next week? So then I say to myself, easy Monday, medium long run Tuesday, session Wednesday. That's what I want to start back with. That's what I've been doing. But then my race is Saturday, so I want to bring my session forward to Tuesday and ditch the medium long run. So then the answer lies in how the session goes on Tuesday. So that's going to be the crux of it. If the session goes well and I feel like my throat is okay and everything feels good, that's 3 days away, more time to recover, more time to get more smoothies in, and I think that's making a massive difference. Just ploughing the goodness in is really helping recover, but at the same time, don't want to overdo it too soon. So yeah, so many questions and answers I just can't give. I think I know that if I do a session Tuesday, I'll still be in the same situation where my heart rate won't come down very quickly, but then I've got 5 days to recover until the race. And do you know what, it's these internal dialogues. I won't bore them with you anymore. I'm gonna get this 75 done, I'll wrap it at 70 done, I'll wrap it up, I'll see you back at the office.
So there we go, I have managed to get 2 runs done this week. Now, in the long run, it was probably a very sensible thing to take the time off. I can't imagine what I'd have done if I'd have tried to have kept running this week. It would have just got even worse. So I'm quite grateful to take the time off. And as I said, it's nice to feel strong in myself again. I haven't felt like this for a while. Heart rate's still higher in general, but that's okay. I feel like finally everything is flushing out of the system. So what's going to be the plan for next week? Well, obviously I'll be producing a video for next week, so you'll see what's on the cards. But next weekend I have Fission 20-mile race. I've debated whether to get into that or not. I think I'm going to stick with it. I think I will go for it, as in I will be there. It just depends on how I play the race, and that's just going to depend on how next week pans out. If I do a session next week, which I plan to, and my heart rate doesn't come down after it like it hasn't been, and it's been holding high again, that just shows that something is in my body still, and I just need to keep being more patient. Therefore, my tactics for Fission on Saturday will change completely. However, if the heart rate comes down, I know that my body's slowly getting back into it, and I'm just going to let my body dictate what happens on Saturday. It will probably be a moderate warm-up into a long marathon pace effort, or I might do 4x4 miles with a mile float. So start with a mile float and then do 4 miles. So that's 5 total. Repeat that 4 times to get to the 20 miles. I might do something like that. I'm just going to see how I feel. So there we go. And as per usual, I just want to say a few thank yous. Massive thanks to Saysky once again for sponsoring the video. I just make sure I remind you guys the discount code is here, FOD15. I'll be wearing the kit at London. Obviously, I'll be wearing it at Fission too. So yeah, you can use that. HVMN, a new partner, they're offering you guys a 30% off when you do a one-time monthly subscription box. 30% discounts, quite a bit. I talked about it in the long run video last weekend. Some of you were interested, some of you weren't. That's absolutely fine, but it's a good chunk of money off. So if you are interested in trying it and want to get 2 or 3 more long runs in before your marathon this spring and give it a whirl like I have been, feel free, discount codes there. And as always, the other 4 guys that have been supporting me, it's so grateful. X Miles, your one-stop nutrition shop. Get all your gels, nutrition, everything you need there. Pure Sport, Muscle Bar and Freeze Roll. That's been a godsend this week with my Achilles issue that I picked up last week. Been using that every single day, and now it's pretty much disappeared. So very, very grateful for that. Just remember, it's not a magic cure, but in amongst your other recovery tools, it is great. Noble Pro treadmill specialist, again, link is in the description for a treadmill and a discount code. And finally, Body Light Gear for your reflective kit specialist. They are offering you guys a 10% discount as well. All of them and all the details are in the description below. So fingers crossed, just fingers crossed, this will be the last bad week we have of the block. I hope so. I'm just going to try and take it sensibly, listen to the body, and we'll see how we go. That means we've then got 3 big weeks left and 2 taper weeks. I might even go 3.5 weeks and just taper for 10 days, to be honest with you. I've had 2 weeks where I've pretty much been completely off throughout this block, and it's been a very stagnant middle section where I should have been putting in the bulk of the work. I'm already now thinking of summer plans, as you've seen if you've watched the previous video. So I might just push it a little bit more and just kind of keep that going, just being a bit more forward thinking and just trying to start to build that fitness up. We'll see. I'll make my mind up nearer the time. Either way, I'm excited to get going again next week. Thank you so much for your support. You're amazing. Appreciate all your comments, everything, the likes. Thanks for following the series. I appreciate it. Hopefully we'll get to London in one piece and we can have a good time. That's it for today's video, guys. Make sure you give it a like, share it with your friends, and of course subscribe to the channel for weekly running content. I'll see you on the next one.